Okay, folks, so this week you will be, as a part of your hands-on exercise, you will be doing the Materials Management SAP assignment, or it is called the Procurement cycle or the Purchasing cycle. Now, again, before you start this assignment, you should have read the Procurement chapter or the Purchasing chapter from your textbook. That is, you should have gone through all the slides that are posted on Blackboard. You should have gone through the video that's posted along with the chapter before you attempt this assignment. Now, you will notice that this is what I want you to do before you start an SAP assignment, because this is your hands-on assignment, and unless you understand the theory behind what's the procurement cycle, or what's the purchasing cycle, or what is materials management, you will really not have fun doing this assignment. It will be more of a mechanical exercise for you doing this assignment. So you would rather understand the concepts, understand the technical jargons that are involved with in this process, understand how SAP sort of facilitates this process before you actually do the hands-on exercise in SAP. Now, having said that, make sure you realize that this assignment is sometimes referred to as materials management process, or some people like to call it procurement process, or some people like to call it the purchasing process or the purchasing cycle. Now, as you have done for the previous SAP assignment that you worked on, make sure you understand what you're supposed to do. What's the scenario? What are you going to do? Get a good understanding of the steps that you need to follow. Okay, so understanding and performing a purchasing process cycle. In this, you complete a purchasing process and you take on different roles for the GBI company. So remember that now you are representing GBI, who is going to purchase materials or products that they are going to sell to the customers from vendors. So this portion of the assignment deals with the purchasing cycle or the procurement cycle, where GBI company or you using SAP are going to procure or purchase materials or products. Okay, and these products or materials that you're going to procure or purchase from your vendors are going to be ultimately sold to your customers, right? But the selling part is not concerned in this assignment. This assignment involves purchasing. With that said, you will serve different roles in this process or this cycle. To start the purchasing process, you will create a new vendor in Lincoln, Nebraska. So this is the vendor that you're going to procure or purchase, you, the GBI company. You create a new material master record. Now you should know by now what a material master is from the chapter that you have read. Remember, the chapter covers material master extensively, so you make sure that you understand what the material master is. Then you will do check stock levels. Of course, when you purchase, you want to make sure that you are purchasing the requisite amount. Remember, inventory management is a part of the purchasing process, because you have to know what's there in your existing inventory to realize and order the optimum or the requisite amount from your vendor. Okay. Then in order to, again, you will do a request for quotation from your vendor, because you want to make sure that you understand how much you're going to be charged for the materials that you're going to order, what are the shipping terms, what are the payment terms. Okay, then after performing, and you will actually seek quotations from multiple vendors. Okay, this is the scenario that's given to you. Now once you get the quotations from your vendors, you will select the one that is the cheapest or the most and has the best quality. And then once you have decided or finalized your vendor, who you're going to with, you're going to issue a purchase order, so that the vendor knows, okay, the purchase order has been issued. Now they have to prepare the shipment or the materials that you've ordered and then ship it to you. Then after verifying the invoices, you will post the payment to your vendor and create and review the general ledger accounts. Okay. So remember, the chapter also talks about the GL accounts, everything that is involved, what's going to change in the accounts. So again, it is important for you to understand the concepts in the chapters to realize and enjoy this assignment. I use the word enjoy because sometimes students do this assignment mechanically, and the chief reason or the main reason for them to not understand and enjoy the assignment is because they don't read the concepts. Okay, and I don't mean anything in a in a forceful way, but really, in order for you to understand this process and how SAP facilitates this purchasing process, the procurement process, you have to understand certain key concepts, and that understanding will come from you going through the slides, making sure you understand every concept in there. Now, this process involves 20 tasks, and this is each step. So you create a vendor, create material master, you add something to the material master, you create the purchase requisition, so on and so forth. You continue to do that until you make the payment to your vendor. So first step involves create the vendor, and you follow the steps. Again, it's very important for you to read every line, every sentence, every piece of instruction, and input the data correctly. Remember, in SAP, you are supposed to enter alphanumeric data, no alphabets. Okay, when you are entering data, remember, whenever you are entering all alphabets, you know something is wrong, because every time you will see when you're entering data, this is all alphanumeric. Again, remember, this number is your last three. So if you are GBI-001, whenever you see a hashtag, you have to enter those numbers. So if you're GBI-001, you enter 001 in place of hashtag. Okay. Again, follow the instructions, and then record the number that you're supposed to record and paste it on the template provided. So every assignment you are provided a template, and this is the answer template. Once you finish all the 22 exercises in this assignment, copy paste all the responses, you will upload this assignment on Blackboard, just as you have done for your previous assignments. Okay. The next step in this assignment is to create a material master for trading goods. So the goods that you're going to be trading with your vendor. Again, material master, the concept very well explained in the chapter, so make sure you go over it, and then when you come to this assignment, follow the steps. Then record the number that you're supposed to record. Okay, for this is one of the exercises in this assignment that you have to record. You don't have to record anything. So I haven't instructed, or the assignment doesn't instruct you to do anything. And again, as a check, you will see that in number 2 you're not required any response, which is fine, right? But you have to still do the assignment step by step. Then you go to number 3, you extend the material master, so you add to your material master. Then you display your stock in number 4, and then as the GBI company, you create a purchase requisition. What do you need from your vendor? What are the materials that you're going to purchase? Okay, so you create a purchase requisition, and like in this exercise, you're required to provide 2 responses: one a screenshot, one recording a number. And again, if you go back to your answer template, you see here I have said record your screenshot as well as provide a number. Okay, record this number on the right for future reference. Okay, the purchase requisition number. Then display stock requirements. So once you will check your stock. Then this is the step where you send out multiple quotations to multiple vendors. That is, you request for quotation from multiple vendors, and when you do this exercise 7, you will see that you have sent requests to multiple vendors. Okay, then in number 8, you will receive the quotations from vendors. In this case 3 vendors, and then in number 9, you will evaluate the quotations on the basis of price, and then in number 10, you will reject the ones that are not the lowest, not the highest, and the second highest, and obviously you will accept the one that is the lowest. And once you've done that, now you have entered into a business deal with that vendor that you selected in number 10, and now you're going to issue that vendor a purchase order referencing that vendor's RFQ, or request for quotation. So this purchase order is a document it's a legal and binding document that tells the vendor that you, as the company GBI, or the one who needs to procure or purchase the materials, are ready to go in on a business deal based on the terms and conditions provided in the quotation. So that's number 11. Okay, and then number 12, is basically you will display the purchase order, and number 13 is you will create a receipt for goods, receipt for the purchase order. So this is a goods receipt for the purchase order. Then you will, in number 14, once the shipment comes into your warehouse from the vendor, you will physically, you will verify the physical receipt of the goods. So that's done in the warehouse. And then once you have physically verified that yes, these are the items that you had ordered and these are the ones that you have received, you will create an invoice receipt for the vendor. Okay, then you will display the purchase order history, number 16. You will create a goods receipt for the purchase order. So that goods receipt is a document that the purchase order was fulfilled, the shipment have been received, it's according to what you have requested, according to the payment terms, the shipping terms are all what you had agreed upon. And then number 18, you will again create an invoice receipt for the vendor. Now you're doing this twice because one of the things you will notice here is you have, although you have ordered, you have placed an order, you and the vendor have decided to split the order into two. So let's say that you had ordered for 100 bikes, and you and the vendor had decided that you are not going to you're going to split the order into two halves. That is, first order is going to be 50 bikes. Once you receive that, you will again wait for another order of 50 bikes to come in. So that's why you will notice here that you are creating invoice receipt twice, you're creating goods receipt twice. So number 15, you create an invoice receipt, and number 17, you create a goods receipt. Then again, in number 18, you create an invoice receipt, and then that's it. So now you are ready to post payments to your vendor, because now your order has been fulfilled. Again, in this scenario, you split the order into two halves. Okay. Then number 19, number 20, use display the vendor line items. Number 21 is you basically display and review your general ledger or GL accounts and balances, and that's the end of your purchase or your procurement cycle. So again, if you go back here, you will see that you have basically when you create the purchase order, you have decided you have ordered 200 and you have set the net price and everything, and you want to split that 200 into two orders. So here, acknowledge the red error message for the first line from 200 to 100. So here you have accepted that you will receive this 200 order and split it into two orders. Once you do that, in number 13, you will create a goods receipt for the first 100 that have come in, and then you create an invoice receipt for that first 100. See that 100 number, and then again, when the second half of the order comes in, you'll create a goods receipt for that 100, and then you create an invoice for that 100. So this is the remaining 100, and then once all the 200 have been received, you post the payments. So this from number 19 to 22 is all accounting. When you post the payments, then you make sure you do all the checks and balances, display the purchase order history, and you display all this entire transaction in your GL to balance all that is necessary to balance in your accounts. Okay, so again, it is very important to understand the concepts that are going into this assignment. Okay, and again, I said without being too repetitive, you have to read the chapter, understand the concepts before you start this assignment. So good luck on this assignment. Again, I have provided you an answer template. All the responses have to be provided in the answer template and then post this answer or upload this answer template on Blackboard. Good luck.